Hi, I'm Vince Castoro, Branch Manager of Capital Partners Mortgage. Today's video is about FHA loans. In my 31-year career, I've closed thousands of these loan types. I want to cover some of the basics so that you're in control of your transaction and your transaction goes as smoothly as possible. I guess I should start out with a few misconceptions with FHA loans. Misconception number one, FHA loans require additional inspections. The fact is, FHA loans do not require even a home inspection. My advice to my agents is simply this: use the eye test. If you're walking around a property and you notice something's wrong, the appraiser's probably going to note it too on the appraisal and require the seller to repair it. Misconception number two, FHA loans have additional costs to the seller. Couldn't be further from the truth. There are no additional expenses when the seller accepts an offer contingent on FHA financing. Probably the biggest misconception and the biggest stereotype with FHA loans is that they take longer. To originate, process, underwrite, and close an FHA transaction does not take any longer than any other loan type. That's just a fact. Finally, here are some need-to-know facts about FHA loans. An advantage to your buyer is that the seller can pay up to 6% of the sales price towards the buyer's closing costs. This is 3% more than a conventional loan when a buyer's putting less than 10% down. So please keep this in mind. It could be a deal maker when your buyer is tight on cash to close. FHA loans do have maximum loan amounts. In Martin and St. Lucie County, they're $500,250. In Palm Beach and Dade County, they're $557,750. What's important to know that these are maximum loan amounts, but that does not mean that your buyer can't put the difference down in cash to stay below the maximum loan amount. One thing you know, FHA loans do require an additional addendum where the seller has to acknowledge that if the house doesn't appraise for the agreed upon sales price, the buyer can walk away. This is a separate addendum that's required, but that's typically the case with conventional loans anyway. Lastly, if you're selling a home and city sewer and water is available, please know that a FHA buyer is required to hook up to city sewer and city water. These costs are typically part of the seller's tax bill, so these prorations or the remaining assessment can be paid by the seller or paid by the buyer at closing. In closing FHA loans and offering FHA loans to your buyers are likely to result in more sales. Your Capital Partners mortgage representative is an expert in these loan types. You do not have to be. If you have any questions related to FHA loans, please reach out to your Capital Partners representative. They'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm Vince Castoro. Have a great day.